What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Enough messing around. Today's the day. I finally had some free time, and it's time to get back to what made this channel great, the motorized bicycle project. So I just stopped at the hardware store. I'm heading back to the shop now, and I got all of the supplies necessary to finish the bike nearly once and for all. But we will be riding the bike within the next hour. So follow me back to the shop, and I'll show you what I got. Okay, so here's the bike as it sits, and roughly how it has sat for the last probably a year and a half, close to 2 years if I had to guess. If you remember, at the last video, or at the time of the last video, I had the tank mounted in here, and I was hoping to cover that up and use the tank there. And the more I thought about that, it really wasn't going to work. For one thing, I had discussed this on the last video, it was right on top of the engine, and I was worried that the vibration of the engine and just the rough ride was going to force a hole into the tank. That would have been bad. Also, it was just really squeezed in there, which it didn't look good. And the final biggest problem was that it was too low for the gravity feed to feed the carburetor, so we didn't have any fuel at the carburetor, and that was obviously a problem. So what I decided to go with is cutting this bar again and taking the tank out, the tank there, and came up with another mounting style back behind the seat where it was originally, but it's going to be a lot better now because it's not being forced down on top of the rear fender anymore because of our new seat mount. The seat is now rigid mounted, so it's not going up and down with the tank and with the road as you're going. It's solid. And so I'm going to mount the tank to the back of the seat once again in a slightly higher position than before, which will give us better fuel, I guess you'd say fuel pressure. But that way we'll be able to run our tank further down and not have to keep it topped off all the time. So I'll show you what I came up with. We've got new muffler, new brake pads for the front, a couple hose clamps, and then here's the main idea behind the mount. So these are just two 3-inch angle brackets and then a straight piece in the same width. These are going to bolt to those two bolts on the seat, which before would have been mobile. Those would have moved up and down. But now, with that new seat mount that we did on either the last video or the video before, those are solid. And it's just a little bit of weight that these have to support, just the weight of like a half gallon of gas. So we're going to bolt those to there. And then this comes back up with 2 more bolts at each corner, and I'll tighten those down. So this will sit here like this. The tank will center itself on that bracket right there, and then I got 2 hose clamps to go around the tank and attach to this cross member there. So that's kind of the idea, pretty simply. I'm going to set you guys up and get started on that. Okay, one side basically there. I'll probably end up painting these black too, I think. We originally thought of going with just flat bar and kind of making our own, and just the thought of drilling holes kept me from doing that. So Luckily these were the right size, actually quite a bit less money and way less work, so that's what we went with. Alright, I'll just kind of hold things up here and show you, get things tightened up off camera, and show you the finished product. But there's kind of the idea. So, see you guys in just a minute. You know when. Alright. Good. Alright, just getting the last strap tightened up. I was remembering originally this had leather straps, and I will plan to go back to that just for looks. This will just be kind of our quick get it done strap for today. But another thing I might do is add a strip of leather. This tank got really beat up when I tried to use it in the other position. I'll probably end up with a different tank that's in better shape, and then I'll put a strip of leather behind it so that it's not getting squeezed into these bolt heads. But it was already dented in those locations, so don't worry. Alright, try to lift this. If we need to, we can always go to a 4-inch angle bracket. I think for today I'll just kind of bend these up, get it off the tire. Something like that. That's the idea. Now we'll just run our fuel line and filter. I'll grab that here. Let's see. Guess we'll kind of secure that there. This is 3/16 line on a 1/4-inch barb, so zip tie that up. I'm actually going to move this because it's pinched here, so we'll come from the other end, get a nice clean end. And about like that. Okay, I'll get that cleaned up, and next video we'll be trying to start it, so stay tuned. We'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, we're about ready to go for a ride. Just want to make sure our brakes are operable, and I do have some brake ideas in the near future. We'll see what happens. If you guys have any ideas, make sure to let me know. The main problem is the rim brakes are not the best, but even worse than that, the pads wear out so quickly. So I don't know if there's a higher quality. I've seen like Kevlar pads that might be nice, or any other ideas that you have. You can let me know. and I might try that. So we'll swap these out. Those are fat pads. We're gonna have to readjust our brake to accommodate these, but just line it up as good as possible. Not exactly sure what order they want you to use. We'll just go with this. And the other side. I'll show you this old one to see. I couldn't tell you how long it's been on there, but not long. And it just wears out very quickly. It's pretty much all the way gone, so. Okay. Pretty good. Just set our tension here. Kind of hold that shut. Don't pull the cable totally tight. And actually I have full adjustment here still, so I'm going to leave it a little bit loose and take up any adjustment there that's needed. It's actually not bad. This could use some improvement. Let's go a little bit tighter just so it keeps that in place. All right, got the muffler installed already. It's fueled up. So let's try and give it a start, and as long as it runs, we'll take it for a spin real quick. All right, here we go. Oh. Try choke off. It drives, doesn't stop the best, and we're leaking gas out the cap. So I think what I'll do is kind of end the video there, ride it for a few days and just see what needs improvement, and if I find anything major, or if you guys let me know in the comments, we will make another video at that point. So That's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.